What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and today we're here with SlideQT and his Drift RSR. The last video I put out with him was, hey man, if you get a record on any of the crew times, I'll showcase the build. Well, that took about 24 hours, and he was like, I got a record. So here we are. It is the Drift RSR, which is probably the most competent and fast drift car in the A+ class. He is just a fraction of a second off on Drifter's Delight from beating Hex and dethroning him. Hex currently sets the record on that track with the F40. He does set the record on Track Day Special, and he does it in style. He already held the record, but he went and set a new one and got it on cam so that way I could showcase it. This guy's an animal, and there was a lot of positive feedback. There's a lot of people that are trying to learn to drift because there's a lot of builds out there. So the Cornnut crew is bringing you the best builds with the best footage to go with it, so you can watch how the fastest guys are running and maybe take some notes and hopefully learn a few things and get faster on your lines. Drift is not my style, but my God, am I thankful to have these guys in my crew that are fast, that are drifting, so I can bring that to you. And also, big shout out to RC, putting in Love Games. I love this song. It's one of my favorite tracks that he puts out, and I've been vibing to it all morning while I was doing these videos, so like, he's awesome. Let's dig into it, you guys. Drift build time. Let's have some fun. The engine that you're running in the Drift RSR is the same as all the other builds for the RSR at A+. You are running the 2.2 liter inline 4. It is the Iron Basic 121 brake horsepower motor when you start. It is the fourth one over, so we start 1, 2, 3, fourth engine. For the parts, Slide has got it tuned a little different because he runs drift, so you get a little more points to play with. So his is different from mine, but at the end of the day, if you're running grip, cool. If you're running drift, cool. Either way, this car is a banger, so you need to have it in your stable if you're running it. If you're running A+ class, you need to have this one. Like, I was setting times on Colossus, which has got a top speed section in this car. Not the drift one, the grip one, but nonetheless, it's a great car. For the induction, he is running Super Gold induction. He is running Elite Platinum ECU. Slide's got it tuned up with Iron Basic fuel system. He's got the Silver Pro exhaust, and he's running the Elite Platinum Screw Supercharger. Sport Bronze nitrous. Elite Platinum Road suspension. Super Gold brakes. Elite Platinum Drift tires. I just never thought I would say these words. Iron Basic clutch. Super Gold 7-speed transmission, you guys. Elite Platinum diff. We are as far away from Beyonce as we can get on this one, you guys. We're going all the way to the right. Doesn't make it right, but it's right. For the auxiliaries, he runs nitrous drift and nitrous grip. He gets both. He runs micro drifts on some corners and just flat out crazy drifts on others, and he makes it go. He makes it go. For the handling, 80% drift all the way to the right. Hold the handling slider and go. He sent me a message. He's like, how much does it pain you to say to the right when you're giving that handling slider? And I'm like, a lot. He goes, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like full on 11. Like, it drives me nuts because it's just so far out of the realm of how I normally drive. So he laughed about that. I really think he takes pleasure in having me give drift builds on the channel, and so I think that's why he goes out and just sets lap times, so I have to bring it to you guys. But I'm happy to do it. I mean, that's part of the camaraderie we got in the Cornnut crew. These guys, if they can poke me, they do it, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So come and join us on stream. Come and join us on the Discord. We're always racing, having a blast. We've got some of the best guys, some of the fastest racers, and the most friendly community around. If you want help, we'll help you out. Steering sensitivity. This man is nuts. He runs it all the way high to the right. So he runs the drift slider all the way to the right. He runs the steering sensitivity all the way to the right. This man's crazy. He's a legend. Downforce, 1 click to the right off of center. So center, 1 click right, that's 269. So it's as low on the downforce as he can get it, but still keep it at an A+ rating. Traction control off, drift entry, gas tap. that is going to give you guys the Drift RSR A269, 170 top speed, 502 on the horsepower, 730 on the torque. This thing is nuts. I tried to drive it. It's not my style, but it is actually very fast. Stay tuned for the gameplay footage. I've got 2 races that he runs this car in to show you. They are bangers. He sets a crew record, fastest that we've seen. He's got it on tape for us. And then he also gets really close to beating Hex on Drifter's Delight. So, somebody to watch. SlideQT is, he's a good guy, and I'm happy to have him. And I'm super happy to showcase his builds. I think it puts a carrot out there for the guys in the crew that if they go do something special, we're going to showcase them on the channel because it gives them something to shoot for. And it's good because it gives you guys different perspectives on stuff. And I've got some videos in the works that I think are going to help out the community as a whole. And so, just stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't. There's going to be some good stuff coming. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Alright, track day special. We know this is a banger. Let me show you what our man has got for us here. I am only impressed. That's all I can say is just impressed. He's racing Hex and Seike. We know those guys are fast. He actually already holds the crew record in this car. But when I put out his last video and said, hey, I'll showcase whatever you do. You get another record, man, I'll do a build video on the car. He's like, say less, fam. He just went out and crushed it. So, big shout out to Slide. He gave him some motivation. This guy is operating on a different level. So, he's right there with Hex. Hex is only a couple meters behind him. Hex is fast. So, it's really a drifter versus a gripper right here. You'll see he saves the boost till he gets to the top of the hill, hits it, Tron turns down, uses that boost to get out of that slow corner and accelerate down the hill. Keeps a tight line to the left, slides in right there, gets that boost. Now what's he do? He wiggles, keeps it, runs it through here. He's saving that to this corner. He's already kind of going max speed, so he's going to save it there, Tron turn out, and just zoom. Hits the inside right of that checkpoint and just cuts a beeline through the grass and the dirt. Doesn't care about the track at all. He's going straight. He's already starting to gap Hex here by about 130 meters. Tron turns that corner, carries the speed out, uses a lot of his NOS as well to get up to speed. Making this RSR go, you guys. Uses the boost from that corner, gets a nice grip turn as well. He's going to carry that up the hill. Tron turn again, carry it back down. You see how he's saving his boost there, you guys, waiting for the opportune moment to use it so that way he gets the maximum acceleration out of it. It's really a pleasure to watch these guys run these tracks like this. It's an eye-opening experience. Saves all the boost to the bottom of the hill, uses it to get around the corner. That's the move. Barely cuts the right side of that checkpoint. Straight line up through the grass and the dirt and just zooming. And he takes the crew record and shaves about a second off of it.
So
the
close.
Current crew record that we had on this particular track was 141.55 by him. And then he got all crazy and did a 140.57. So knocks it off by a second. Slide's doing different things. It is awesome to have him racing with us. And I'm very thankful that he was able to share this build. So this is a true drift car, a very good drift build. The 180SX and this RSR are the 2 cars that Slide really uses, and he is all in on those particular builds. He says that a lot of the other ones are pretty watered down. Just because they're drift cars does not mean they are fast. And so big shout out to him for bringing that to us. Let's move on to Drifter's Delight and show you some craziness there. Alright, Drifter's Delight. Now, some housekeeping information here. The current record is actually held by Hex on Drifter's Delight. He runs the F40. He runs a 140.17, so 140 and a tenth. He's very fast on this track. It is a grip build. I bring this to you to showcase how fast Slide is, and this is his drift build showcase. So even though it's not a crew record on this track, it's still freaking fast. He does it in single player, so that being the case, there is some caveats to that. He's able to get some near misses or a near miss on a cop that typically wouldn't be there. But he also starts at the back of the pack, which if we were running single player, he might be up a little further. So they kind of balance out. But regardless, It's not a crew record time, and if it was, it'd be a little gray area, because typically we like to have no near misses on the cops before setting those. You'll see he's using that boost to the maximum, getting to the apex and just turning in with it. Getting a slight drift turn right there, kind of a micro drift, jumping very close to the railing, getting air, turning the car in the air to set up that next corner. So he slides out and then uses the boost to bring it right back in. He is really using the drift build on Drifter's Delight as appropriate as you can. You definitely see this is a recent run because he's filling out the challenges as he does it. So this is new footage that he did for us because he got jazzed up after the last one. Wanted to show us some more. He got that near miss on the cop back there. That's one of the reasons this would be a little bit of a gray area run. Most of our lap times are done in multiplayer. Slides in, boosts out. Really taking good lines here. Staying on the dirt. D-gen line for sure. Just making a beeline to the next checkpoint. He's definitely not afraid to tap that wall. Usually I get a little scared about that, but he's just zooming. Watch him thread the needle. Just sets up that line. Those cars are coming together, and he makes it work. I love that. He couldn't have gotten any closer to the front car without crashing, so even though he touched the tail of his car on the back end, it was no big deal. That was sweet. So a couple of little bobbles there. If he was in multiplayer, started towards the front, and didn't have to thread the needle, I think that probably would have been a record lap. But regardless, it is a very fast lap, clocking in at a 1:40.45. Slides really fast, you guys, and definitely take tips from him. Use his builds. If you're looking for a drift build, he's got them. And so if you guys want to see more of these from actual drifters setting actual lap times, we've got them. There's a lot of other people doing drift builds, but I don't think they're running times like Slide. And so I take cues from people that are faster than me, and I definitely, if I was going to start drifting, I would follow Slide's example. And that's why I bring these to you, because he is exceptional, and it's awesome to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.